guys, what is going on? LegoMan123 here, and welcome to part 3 of ranking every LEGO Harry Potter set. So without further ado, let's get into it. So starting off, we have this set, which I believe was for maybe the Half-Blood Prince or somewhere around there, because it does seem to be like a 2010 or 2012 release. So I thought this was a really interesting set because the 4 minifigs included are Voldemort, Harry, Hagrid, and then one which is actually blocked off from the photo, and that was one of the Malfoys. I believe it was Lucius Malfoy's wife. So that's really cool how we're getting a minifig for her. And I thought this was interesting because it's almost like not a Star Wars battle pack, but it's like a Harry Potter sort of like minifig pack in a way. You're getting 4 really nice minifigs and then a pretty interesting build. I do like the design for the tree and then like the details for that. So I might possibly put this set maybe in maybe that position in B, because they could have added a few more things, maybe like a bit more of a bigger tree build, like the one we got in the latest Harry Potter wave of sets from the like Groppy set, the Forbidden Forest one. That was a really nice tree. They could have like made a bit more of a bigger tree and maybe possibly included maybe just another build as well. Next, we have one of the coolest LEGO sets I have ever seen. There has been an updated version which was in the second wave of Harry Potter sets, and that was the Hungarian Horntail, and that was mostly brick built. And I believe this one is like a couple of molds which were introduced for this one set, and wow, the design for the dragon is so incredible. I love the molding for the body, the wings. Very similar wing design just by looking at the photo. The head with the incredible mold. The design for like the sort of seating area. And I'm pretty sure like a play feature is that you can like sort of move the dragon and it will like knock the seating and all that. I believe that might be a play feature. And then some other detailing. So that is a really awesome set. And it's definitely a lot more better than the brick built one. Apart from that, I think the minifigs in the brick built one or the latest one are a little more interesting, but the Mad-Eye Moody included was definitely really awesome for this set. So I might possibly put it maybe in, maybe in that position there. Next set we have, I'm really not sure what it is. I think it's some sort of building in Hogsmeade and probably most likely for the Prisoner of Azkaban, but I'm really not too sure on what it is. The overall design for it definitely does look really cool. I love the roof design. The design for like the window looks really nice, and the overall shaping for the building definitely does look really cool. And I'm pretty sure that is Harry. It is really hard to see, but the overall design for it is definitely really cool. But like just looking at this, you can tell that like you're not really too sure on what the sort of like specific scene or event this is. So that would be my only problem. So I might put this maybe in 4th last position because it's really hard to tell like what specific scene this is. But if I got a bit more of like a closer look at it and like analyzed it a little more closer, then I could possibly figure out the scene. But it is a little hard at that sort of scale for the image. The next one is the final out of those 3 like colorful sets. We've already done Ron and Hermione's in the last episode, which was part 2. Harry's, in my opinion, is a little disappointing because the 2 sort of alternate builds with Ron and Hermione's, they look really detailed, a lot of really nice color in it. With Harry's, they sort of dyed it down a bit. There's really not too many like colorful pieces in this. The orange and the, I believe that's pink or red, definitely do look really cool for Harry's, and also some like greens in the alternate build. But I think Ron and Hermione's are a little more because they just sort of, they have a lot of really nice pieces. So I kind of wish Harry's was like that. So I might possibly put this, maybe in 3rd position. Because, as I said, I think Ron and Hermione's are a little better because they just feel more sort of compacted. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. They're like this filled with a bunch of really nice bricks and some interesting builds. But then Harry's sort of is a little less in a way. Hopefully that does make sense. The next one is, I believe, another version of Hogwarts. It is a little hard to see, but the overall design for it definitely does look really awesome. I love the design for like the sort of tower part in that really nice green. The skull is an interesting part. I believe that might be the Chamber of Secrets, but I'm not 100% sure. But the overall design for it definitely does look really cool, and I sort of really like this open like area, how like you can play with it very easily instead of like trying to move parts to play with it. You can just very easily move like sections out of the way and play with it. So that's really cool how they've done that. So I might possibly put this maybe in I'm not thinking up in like this row, maybe down here, maybe in that position. Yeah, I think that's a good position because they could have made it a little more detailed like at the front, because it does look like sort of plain there, it just looks really bare. So I kind of wish they maybe covered up that area a little more, but apart from that, I really like the overall design. Next we have a really awesome set, and this was for the Philosopher's Stone or the Sorcerer's Stone, and this is the transportation in Gringotts, which is the like wizarding banking sort of world, like where you go get your money and all that. And this was really cool because how to actually get to your vault is like through this sort of like minor rail. I think that's how you pronounce it, or like railway track. So I really love the design for it, and it definitely does look really fun to play with because you do get Hagrid, Harry, and then a goblin, which I really love the inclusion of. The build for like the archway, I'm pretty sure that's like supposed to be an attachment to like Gringotts or something, like just a small build for Gringotts, and then like the vault down the bottom. So I think it's a really nice build, and you can definitely like expand on it. Like you can possibly get like more of these type of sets and just like make a sort of inside Gringotts building, which would be really interesting. But I kind of wish they maybe included something to do with like the sort of inside of Gringotts, like above the vaults, make like maybe some goblins like doing some work or something, or like the goblin which Harry and Hagrid actually talk to, instead of just having like the sort of rail part here. They could have just a small build for that. I think it would definitely make the set a lot more better, but I might possibly put this set maybe in that position there, because when this set first did come out, it was definitely, I wouldn't say yeah, maybe revolutionary, because the overall design for it had actually never been seen before in a Harry Potter set, or possibly maybe other sets, so it was definitely interesting for that. Next we have, I believe, maybe something to do with no, not Gringotts, Hogwarts, or no, I'm pretty sure it's like the House of the Malfoys. It's really hard to tell, but honestly, the overall design for this is really awesome. I love the amount of detailing for this set with like the gate, the design for like the roof, the design for like the stained glass is really awesome. The inclusion of like the small sort of doorway part is really nice, and the minifig selections is pretty awesome as well. Here's another example of, it's quite hard to tell what this sort of a scene or what this is actually trying to represent for like a Harry Potter build or set. So I kind of wish they maybe had a bit more of a better picture of it. But overall, I think the design for it definitely does look really awesome. And it seems that you can like open it up, because like there's this part on the right side that like suggests that. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with Hogwarts though, but I'm not 100% sure. So I might possibly put this set maybe in, no, I don't think that position. Maybe in, it's gonna let me, maybe in that position. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Then we have this small build, but it has some really nice designs to it. So this is the one from the Prison of Azkaban, where they actually learn this spell, Ridiculous. Pretty sure that's like the pronunciation of it, yeah. And this is Professor Lupin's sort of defense against the dark arts sort of way of teaching his students. It's a quick scene, but it's really interesting how they've created just a small, simple build for. We have a Boggart, which is something what the wizard fears most, and your Boggart will be that. So I think it's really interesting how they've just made a simple set with the Boggart, I believe, of Snape, which is Neville Longbottom's fear, and then we just have a cheap set to actually get Professor Lupin. The design is really simple, but it has some really nice detailing for like a skull, some just like potions, and then I believe like that's a sort of a spinny part, so like you can spin it with like no boggart and then a boggart. Very simple but very effective. So I might possibly put this maybe in that position in B. I think that's a good position there. Next, we have the Graveyard Duel from the Goblet of Fire. And wow, this one is a lot, and a lot more better than the one we actually got I believe last year in like Wave 2 of the Harry Potter sets, because there's just so much included in this set. It's really awesome. Like, we have a gate build, we have like a bunch of graveyards, we have, I think that's like a dead tree or something in the background, and then we have like this sort of shed in the background. So definitely a lot more in this set, and I think it's definitely worth it because like there's just so much in this set. I think it would make a really cool like build, and just a setup would be definitely really cool because nothing looks like it's like attached to, like, it's not like on a base plate or anything, so like you can sort of move things around, like make your own graveyard, which I think is definitely really awesome. And just the overall design for it is simple for all the builds, but then also very effective because just immediately you can tell just like this is the rising of Voldemort because like of the sort of graveyard build. The colors definitely also show that because like they're sort of all spooky colors and all that, and a bit of green, which I really love. The minifigs, I believe, were a really interesting like minifig for Voldemort, and then Peter Pettigrew, which I think had a nice sort of minifig to him, and then I think Harry's also in it with like his Triwizard Tournament uniform, and then I believe like 2 Death Eaters were included, Lucius Malfoy, and I don't think Cedric was included, but in the background there actually does seem to be a skeleton minifig, which just adds to the set. So I might possibly put this set, I'm maybe thinking second position, but maybe 4th position. Yeah, I think that's a good position in A. Next, we just have a very simple build for like Dobby, and I believe that's Lucius Malfoy, but it's a little hard to tell if it actually is him. Simple build for some sort of like office. I think that might be like a part of the Malfoy Manor, or just like Dumbledore's of it, just like a small chunk of it. Very simple build, but I really find that Dobby minifig creepy, but also really interesting because like you really don't see too many of those molds anymore because they're just so updated and like and a bit more of like a hard plastic. So it's definitely an interesting minifig to see. I love that 1x2 print of the sock, and then the diary also looks really interesting. So very simple build, but then it is definitely really effective with the minifigs, apart from Lucius Malfoy's hair, if it actually is him, because that does not look like his hair. So I might possibly put this set maybe in second last position in B. The next set we have is, honestly, I think this is the second, or maybe possibly the first edition of the Hogwarts Express, but I honestly really love the design for this one. I really love the overall coloring for it with like, almost like a reddish pink color, but that might be just like the lighting on it, but I definitely do love the black as well. The design, the detailing for the Hogwarts Express is definitely really cool. And what I also love, instead of just getting like platform 9 3/4 just like a heap of times, I think the only time we've actually ever gotten it was in the latest one, which is definitely fine because like instead of just giving us like the same one over and over again, I'm pretty sure this one has like not Honeydukes, the platform in Hogsmeade where like the students will get off and then go to Hogwarts, which I love the overall design for. Very simple with just some simple pieces, but then also very effective. It definitely does add to the set instead of just like including a train and that's it. So I'm really glad they actually did do that, and I really love just how smooth the train looks. It doesn't look like a blocky, like almost like the Night Bus, for instance. The Night Bus is actually supposed to be blocky, but I think the train has a really nice smooth and like circular design to it, which I really love. So I might possibly put this set, this is going to be really hard. Maybe in that position there, maybe? No, I might move it up. No, I think I'm going to leave it in that position there in A. And finally, we have once again another edition for the Hogwarts Express. And this one, I believe, came out in 2010 or 12. And this one definitely does look really similar to the one we actually got in the first wave of the new Harry Potter sets in, I believe, 2018, and I love the overall design for it. It definitely does capture that Hogwarts Express feel with the coloring, the overall design with it. Like it sort of has this old-fashioned design, if that does make sense. I love the overall detailing for it, and the inclusion of the forward angular is definitely interesting. That's always great to actually just see like updated versions for, because I believe this is the first time we actually saw. No, I don't think it was, because like there's a set further down which has the forward angular. But I think this is like the first time we actually saw like an updated version for it, which was definitely really cool. But I really wish they included just like something else, like maybe like a tunnel or something, just a very simple build for a tunnel for like the Hogwarts Express to go on. Just something more, because it does look a little plain compared to the other Hogwarts Express sets we have gotten, because they have other stuff included, like for instance the one we just took a look at that had like a sort of a train stop, and then the latest one in the first wave of Harry Potter sets that had platform 9 3/4 and King's Cross. So I really wish this just had something more included, just to make it look just more appealing, because like it really doesn't look too appealing just with like a train and a car. So I wish they did include something else. But apart from that, with everything I did say about this set, I might possibly put it maybe in that position. Yeah, no, maybe one more down. Now I think that was a good position, yeah. So definitely stay tuned for next week's episode, because that will be the final part for ranking every LEGO Harry Potter set. So hope you guys did enjoy this part 3 on ranking every LEGO Harry Potter set, because I really did enjoy sharing my thoughts and opinions, and I would definitely love to hear what you have to say down in the comments below, your thoughts and opinions. And as always guys, hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I can see you. So goodbye.